Testing 1 2 1 2. All right, I hope you guys can see me. I hope you guys can hear me. I just want to make sure how to get this link out, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. This is weird. Weird. Hello everyone, sorry for being a boomer here. I have no idea how to share the link to people. Oh, wait a second, I think I figured it out. Let's go. It's a me. Perfect. Is it clear now? Is it still the same or? Let me change through the properties. Alright, better. So let me just share the link in the chat so everyone can join up and we can just go ahead. Interesting. I'll look into it, man. I'll look into it because I have no idea like how to change the settings from here because I'm working through OBS and I am trying to take it over there to the YouTube. Let me know if you guys want to change something in the settings or whatever it is so we can work it out. So I just figured out how to like start the streaming thing, so let's see how far we can take this. So let's see. As I said, I'm watching WEAT today, WEAT. Apparently India blocked the exports of wheat, so the wheat futures were gapping up like more than 7 to 8% in the morning. So I'll be watching wheat, and I'm watching BABA, and I'm watching SPY as usual. Futures are down a bit right now. We're currently trading flat, so if we try to push higher and start closing candles above 402.50 or 403, I will be watching SPY to run a test to 405 by end of the day. For now, China's retail sales was a fucking disaster. We had a terrible miss over there, and that's the reason why the futures actually gapped down. It was positive when it opened and we were up like more than 0.5% at one point, and then China's retail sales data showed up and everything started plummeting. apparently there is a baby powder shortage, I guess. And one of my Patreon members were telling me about it, and I gotta look into companies which actually produce baby powders, so like we can just play it based on that. I think J&J is one of them, but I don't think baby powders and baby products are one of their major revenue source. If you guys know any companies which has baby products as their major energy source, just like revenue source, let me know. Hey Vamsi, Hari, what's up? Hari Krishna from Miami. Hey Adam, welcome man. Enough of this, so let's take a look at Palantir. Are we gonna get that gap fill, or are we gonna just reverse back to the downside? I do have a long position in Palantir though. I'm playing this gap fill over here all the way to like $9.55, and I will take the L if we start closing below 770. So that's the plan for now. So if we start closing candles below $7.70, I will exit for a small loss. But there is a higher probability that if the market is positive today, we can go all the way to $9.50. Yes, there is no baby formula over here. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. So I was just looking into the companies which actually produces the baby products. Nestle is one, Johnson & Johnson is one. So if you guys know any other companies which has the baby products as its major revenue source, you can let me know. So that'll be interesting. So looks like if we open above 400, that'll be like at least a pretty decent open. And any open below 400 open store for 397. Ryan, hey, what's up, Ryan? 397.30 and 394. Hey, gold! Look who showed up. We're gonna cast some spells today because I need spy at 405. About makes baby formula. Okay, I'll check it out. ABOTT. ABT, yeah, I'll check it out. Like the only confusions which I have right now is shortages in baby powder, baby formula means increase in prices, which automatically means increase in stock price at the end of the day. So something to keep an eye on. Something to keep an eye on. But I have right now. I have Abbott, I have J&J, and I have Nestle in my watch list. All three stocks. Get right on the boat. So, are you guys watching anything for today? I'm hoping we reject 404 area on SPY to keep it nice and simple. Oh yeah, that's what I'm watching too, because the Friday's highs were somewhere around 402.50 to 403. It's kind of a range bound, you know. I can't get you the exact right number to the penny because I have a range from 402.50 to 403.49. So anything above that range opens store for 405 immediately. So if you get a rejection over there, you can that offers some nice scalping trades to the downside. But I do have wheat on my watch list for today. I might be FOMOing into it as soon as the market opens. Sorry if I'm messing this up. Like, can you repeat the SPY levels? Oh, for SPY, I'm watching 402.50 to 403.50 to the upside. If we hold 400, anything above that open store for $405 to the upside, and anything above 405 open store all the way to like 411.50. So let's take it one step at a time. But for now, anything above 397 and 394, I would just stay cautiously long. But if you see candles closing below 394, get out of there. Like, we don't want to do any business to the long side anymore, if it below 394. But for now, keep an eye on 400. Keep an eye on to the upside. Keep an eye on 402.50 to 403.50. Anything about that open store for $405. I'm watching SPY to see where can I get out of my SPY put. Oh, I hope you shorted it on Friday's close and not at Friday's open. If you shorted it at Friday's close, if you see 400 holding, I would just say like be careful. Or if you wanna be a little bit aggressive, you can wait until SPY breaks above 402.50 or 403. So as long as we're not above it, so I mean, as long as we're not above Friday's highs, you'll be pretty fine. So let's see what Bloomberg is saying about the market open. Futures waiver amid growth concerns, dollar dips market wrap. Okay. Raised early losses and traded little ahead to the US Open. Monday data showed New York State manufacturing index activity unexpectedly contracted in the May for the second time in 3 months. Well, strong economy, everybody. We had a series of economic data which shows slowing in growth, which shows no growth to slow in growth, though that's a bad thing. Like, with inflation higher, growth slowing down, that actually points us towards stagflationary environment. But that's something which we don't want to see if you're a bull. So every single case is pointing towards the bear side for now. So let's see how things play out. Like, but don't fall for any of these bounces. Even if we get a huge rally to, like, let's say $420 in SPY, just be disciplined. So we don't have to, like, we don't want to get trapped in all this nonsense. Nothing changed fundamentally. The reason which caused the big downside is not solved yet. So until that happens, I don't see much upside to SPY. If you are a bear and if you have a wide risk appetite, I would just stick to it. Short the bounces, sell into the strength. That's what we do in a downtrend, especially in a bear markets. Philip Morris had a massive day on Wednesday. I'm just kind of like pissed off that I didn't see it. It went all the way from 99 to 105. They didn't have earnings or anything, but it was a pretty good day. It was on my watch list. I was watching it for the gap fill over here, right at 5th of March. 7th of March, 5th to 7th of March, and it filled the gap and it just rallied straight back up from $96. That would have been a nice trade, but I missed it. So let's see. volume is about ABT is a baby formula storm. Yeah, I mean that's what Ryan said. Like I think they make baby formulas ABT. Volume is a little low, but yeah, I mean it happens, man. Like they didn't open the markets yet, right? So until the market opens, you won't see much volume in the after-hour sessions. Oh, SPY is below 400. Nice. Looks like we might test 397 at the open if we didn't open above 400. I must go to work. Call. It's good luck all. Bye, good. Have a nice day at work. Oh, my volume. I have no idea, mate. I got to like work on it. I just started the stream. I don't know why the volume is so light. So let me see if I can tweak through the settings and do something over here. Is it all right now? I have no idea. We good? All right. So we got a terrible economic data today morning from Empire State Manufacturing Index, and that was not good either. Tomorrow we have our version of retail sales, and if that disappoints, we can see a massive leg down, just like we had one from China today, which was a disappointment of retail sales data. If we get the same shit over here with us, I won't be surprised if we reversed all the gains whatever we made on Friday. But I'd be careful, don't gamble because China's report might have been bad because of the zero COVID policies. So I would keep that in mind as well. So for now, if you guys want exposure to commodity markets, what I mean by commodity markets is like, for example, oil is a commodity, wheat is a commodity. And if you guys want exposure and if you don't have access to futures trading, I would keep an eye on the ETFs which track those commodities. For example, for oil, you can trade it through XLE, the companies which trades oil, like ZOM and what else? Shell, XOM, or companies like that. And you can actually, for the wheat, you can track the ticker WEAT. This actually tracks the wheat futures. And if you want to trade gold, you can look for GLD. So these actually tracks the commodities. So if you don't have access to trade commodities, keep an eye on these stickers, make notes of these stickers so you can just trade it through options over here. The only problem is you can't trade 23/7 like you can in futures. So keep an eye out for it. Wheat is for WEAT is for wheat futures, GLD for gold. If you want to trade bonds, you can take a look at TLT. So that actually tracks the 20-year bonds. Pretty interesting open. 5 more minutes. We are barely holding on to 400 on SPY. We're dipping down and we're recovering. Any open below 400, just be careful because we might go down to run a test to 397 or 394 to the worst case. So let me just send out the link so more people can join. Market is opening in 5 more minutes. pretty interesting. So what do you guys think about retail sales for tomorrow? Do you think it'll be as worst as the ones which we got before, or I mean ones which we got from China? That'll be bad. SPY better open above 400 today, because if any open below that, it's going to be brutal. And looks like my Palinters are a dud as well. So alright guys, 3 more minutes. So keep an eye on WEAT, keep an eye on PLTR, keep an eye on why the hell PM is in here? Let's see. Keep an eye on Apple. As the Apple goes, so will the market. SPY is barely holding on to 400. Don't be surprised if we see a test to the downside at 397 and 394. Any open below 400 open stores easily for 397 at the open. We're barely holding on. Let's see. Apple is down big as well in the pre-market session. Don't rule out the theory that whatever moves we got on Friday is just another bull trap. So we can reverse all the gains whatever we made over there and then drop even further and come all the way to fill this gap at 392. That is always a possibility. I hope you guys read the notes which has been sent out today morning. Focus on the price action. Don't be greedy. Let's have a beautiful day, boys. Let's go. Good morning, Raymond. What was the question? What did Chris say? A SPY may test 403 if it runs today. Today may fall to $38. TGT may run a test to 222. So let's go over that. Let's go over what the hell is talking about. TGT target. Yeah, I mean, you got to ask yourself before taking this trade, is it even worth it for the $2 to the upside? I would just leave it alone for a while, because if it gets rejected at 220, it can go all the way to 222, but I don't see any risk to reward over here. And here we go, opening print 399.97. Let's see if this candles, if they start closing candles below 400 on SPY, we are going to all go all the way down to 397 at the open. If target dumps, it can come all the way down to 217. And I am buying the dip on WEAT, by the way. WEAT is on my watch list. PLTR is on my watch list. Watch out for this 5 minute candle in SPY. If we close above 400 in this candle, we can easily run a test to like 402.50 to 403 up north. So let's see. SPY 399. Now we opened at 399.97. It's like 3 cents short of 400. So that's why I said wait for this 5 minute candle to close to see what SPY is on about. So if you start closing candles below, then like it's time to exit the longs. No, I mean not exit the longs, but got to be cautious because the next level opens up to like 397. Hey, what's up, Zay? Welcome, man. $441. Welcome, Zay. Pretty interesting open indeed. Like, yeah, now we're below 400, so most likely scenario 397 is in cards. Same with targets. Don't go long, just be careful. We can go all the way down to 217. Good morning, Diego. Good morning, Bowie. Yeah, we opened actually below 400, so that's what I'm not taking any longs because of that. The opening print was at 399.97, so just be careful with the longs because as long as we start closing candles above 400, the high probable scenarios we are going to go down to run a test to 397 and SPY. Oh, I'm still working on it. I have no idea why my volume is so low. I'll try to get it fixed in the next stream. Sorry about that. So, are you guys buying the dip on WEAT? That's the question. It is a slow mover, but that's something to keep an eye on. But if it moves like crazy. Time to get puts. Yeah, you can play it like you can set your stops at 400 and you can short it all the way down to 397. It's a it's a 2-point downside. So 397 is what I'm watching, but right now all I'm playing is just commodities. I'm just keeping an eye on WEAT and I'm just watching SPY. Let's switch over completely to SPY right now. So yeah, as I was saying, the next stop for SPY is all the way down to 397.85 to 397.30. So keep a very close eye on those numbers. So if you start closing this candle below the VWAP, we will be going there to revisit that pretty soon. How far out is good to get wheat options? I would say just don't try not to go heavy on it, to be honest. Like, just the contracts are pretty cheap. It's tempting to go like 100 200 contracts, but start slow. I just got in at $11.92. I got the $14 calls, less probability, but it's just a hedge, and just in case like the wheat futures start ripping higher, you can still make money. I would just go a little bit in the money just to be safe, like around $12 calls or $13 calls if you wanna. You can ride it all the way up to the highs which we had a few days back, which was at either $12.30 or all the way up to like $12.75. So yeah, go for $12 calls. This thing moves really slow. It doesn't move like other stocks like which we trade on a daily basis. This moves like a snail. So if you can get an in the money option, that'll be better. By in the money I mean $12 calls or $13 calls. That'll be pretty decent. What's a good option for this week? Every option is good, mate. I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm just watching WEAT and SPY for now, so nothing else in my watch list. Yep, looks like 397 is incoming pretty fast. If we break and start closing candles below 397, I would just say be very, very careful, because the next stop for SPY is all the way down at $394. If you guys want exposure to the bond markets, and if you guys want to play the economic slowdown or recession or whatever it is, keep an eye on TLT. TLT offers some good hedge, because if you see the stock market crash in 2008, or if you see the market crash in 2020, the only thing which outperformed the markets is the 20-year bonds, which is TLT. So there is this common saying in Wall Street, right? Whenever there is a problem, resort to bond market. But right now, bond market is not looking good. But by end of 2022, I'm pretty confident that TLT will be outperforming. But it's just a bias. But right now, price action is saying otherwise. But something to keep an eye on. Oh, we're back above 400. What chart systems am I using? I am using TradingView. If you're asking about the indicators in the TradingView, this is ATR. It tells me the candle sizes for each of the candles. Like for example, in this 5-minute time frame, the ATR is at $1.09, which means there is a possibility that every candle will be having $1 move in for every 5 minutes in SPY. And I have RSI, and the bands which you see, those are VWAP, and yeah, that's it. And then I use some moving averages. I have like 20 SMA, 50 SMA, and 100 SMA. Other than that, nothing else. I use volume, and those are the only indicators I use. Oh, looks like SPY is trying to recapture 400 by the candle close. Let's see, interesting. If they close the candles above VWAP, it'll be an interesting day ahead, another push to the upside. Trying to go above VWAP here. Any candles closing above 400 is pretty good in the short term. Oh, here we go. All right. Let's see how this 15-minute candle closes, and after that you can just go ahead and establish your longs, because if you keep pushing higher, the next spot to go to is all the way to 402.50. Let's see how this 15-minute candle close, so we're not getting tricked out by this big move to the upside in the first candle. What do you guys think? Is this just another bull trap, or we are going to push, or are we going to push higher? Let me know. Good morning, Curtis. Welcome, man. ES is barely holding on to 4,000 as well. So as long as we are above 4,000 in ES, I would just say keep your bias to the long side, since we had a massive Friday. I won't be surprised if we had a flat Monday, a hump day, a whole lot of shit doing nothing for the entire day kind of day. Looks like Palantir wants to go higher. Interesting. As I said before, if you guys weren't there in the stream a while back, I have long positions in Palantir and I am playing the gap fill all the way to like $9.50. So let me show what I'm talking about. So there is a huge gap to fill to the upside on PLTR, and I am hoping for Palantir to run a test and to fill that gap at $9.41. That's what I'm watching for. Good morning. I think we're going to push higher. Well, that's a good thing. Like, I'd be happy if we push higher. I have longs in Palantir. I'm just waiting for this 15-minute candle to close to give me confirmation that we are actually going to push higher and we're not getting tricked again. 401 in SPY. Nice. SoFi is running up. Isn't SoFi... I read an article saying SoFi's shorts lost like more than $700 million. That's crazy. Look at the rally it had for the past few days. Like if it starts closing candle above $7.09, SoFi can easily push all the way to run a test to $7.91. So let's see. It all depends on this level how we react. So if we start closing candles above $7, we can go all the way to run a test to $7.92. For SoFi, keep an eye out for $7.09, as I said. Anything above, yeah, it's a good trade all the way to test the 50 SMA, which is at $7.94. Let's see what Roblox is doing. I was on longs on Friday. I was expecting it to run a test to 36. I hear you ripping that NIC. You hear me what? Where do you think Apple is going? Oh, Apple is down big. What the hell? Interesting. I don't see anything in Apple, to be honest with you. Like, Apple is looking like shit, and if Apple comes down further, we are going to have another big massive red day in SPY as well. So as you can see, rejected $3.99. If Apple keeps struggling over here, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back to run a test to like $139. But don't take any trades yet. Wait for the confirmation. Right now, Apple is just kind of mad to me. Breaking below $139 offers some good trades to like $135. I'm waiting for that to happen. That's some nasty rejection in the 15 minutes. That's why I said wait for this 15 minutes to close. Don't get trapped. And here we are, closing below 400, marching towards 397. Let's see if 397 brings in some buyers in SPY. If it didn't, then the next candle is all the way down to like 394. So the current positions which I'm in at right now is WEAT and WEAT alone. So I'm watching for this to fill the gap all the way to, not the gap, I'm watching it to fill, run a test to the previous all-time highs. I have 157.50 call from Apple from last week. Do you think I should get out? Like 157 is way out of the money, mate. I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but the best thing for you to like, what was your exit price when you got in? Like, what was your plan? Because right now Apple is not looking so good, but if we break below 144, it can come all the way down to run a test to 142 or 139. So 157 is kind of a stretch here, not gonna lie. If we get a bullish day, I can see it run a test to 150, but 157, nah, SPY really got a rip in order to get there. Okay, we're approaching 397 in SPY right now. Interesting. I mean, the one thing I can tell you about Apple, as long as SPY is holding 397 and 394, I mean, yeah, there's still chances that we can go higher, but Apple technical side is not looking good at all. Uh, if SPY starts to push to 411.50, then Apple will automatically follow. But until then, manage your risk wisely. That's all I can say. I only had one contact. I'm gonna take a $15 loss. Yeah, it's not bad, mate. Like, you can always get back in. Like, losses should be small and quick. Nothing wrong with it. And I'm out of my Palantir calls. I took a loss over there as well. Didn't go as the way I expected it to go. Now I'm out. Alright, SPY is nearing 397. If you want to play longs, this is actually a good place to like scalp at least. So wait for 397.30. That's where I'm watching. 397.30 in SPY. If we do get a bounce, we can get a bounce and ride it to at least to 400. So let's see. We opened below 4. If you guys see what happened today, it's pretty simple. We had an opening print below 400. We tried to break above it. We couldn't do it. Now we're coming back down. 397 is the first level to act as support. So if we don't respect 397 and if we keep falling down, and the next spot is all the way to like 394 to the south. By longs, yeah, I mean call. Shorts means puts. Or if you're long, you can just buy shares, or if you're short, you can sell. Like, if your brokerage allows it, you can go short, but selling shares, short selling, I mean. But in this scenario, if you're trading in Robinhood or Webull, by longs, I mean calls, by puts, I mean by shorts, I mean puts. Here we go, a nice bounce from 397 in SPY. It's a good scalp if you guys took it. Make sure to secure profits along the way. Don't get greedy. Let's see what the 15-minute is doing. We are below VWAP in shorter time frames. And as long as bulls reclaim as long as bulls reclaim $400, it's a clear double top. And yeah, it's another pain to come all the way down to like 394 or to fill the gap at 392. Let's see, watch out for 397 if we start closing candles below, and if we start closing candles below 396.73, the next spot to keep an eye on is all the way down to like $394 down south. Everything is falling today. What the hell? Energy is up. Utilities is coming back down. TLT is going back up if you guys got in. Roblox is going back up. Let's see if we can run a test to $36. I'm watching puts on Roblox when it tests $36. I mean, if we test $36, that is. That's where I'm watching to short Roblox. I hope you guys took the risk and went long on SPY at 397. That was a pretty decent sized candle over here. That's a $2 move. That's pretty good. Consider securing profits because our goal is to enter at 397 and exit when it tests 400. The highs of this candle is at 399.22. So secure profits along the way. If this is the bottom and if it keeps going higher, you can, if you got in with 5 or 6 contracts, try securing it in 3 and move your stops to the upside. So in that way, if we go down, you can always cut loss. You can always like get stopped out with profits. Getting rejected at 400 here, and if we don't bounce off from here, be very careful with 397. So if you're long, set your risk over here at 397.30. Closing candles below it means dangers for SPY. Got out of SPY puts with minimal loss. Minimal loss? Why there is a loss? Like if you short it today morning at 400 rejection, that's a 3-point move to the downside. I didn't know when did you go short at, so you can short it again when it breaks below 397.30, but as I said before, 397 is pretty important level. Why is it important? You can clearly see that's where we bounced off from on Friday, and this 397 was a previous all-time highs on SPY 2 on 2021. So do not go short at critical supports, just like be very careful shorting. If you break below 397 though, that's a completely different story. We can short it all the way down to like 394. That's a $3 bounce to the downside, but for now, just because markets went higher on Friday doesn't mean it has to collapse and it has to come down right now. So always keep that in mind. Even though I'm as bearish as anyone comes, I want this to crash and burn, trust me. But yeah, we got to trade. When we're taking the trades, we got to respect the price action. If we go below 394, we're going heavy on puts, but until then, just like stay a little bit nibble on the long side. We got rejected in the VWAP in 15 minutes, so let's see how the trade goes. Uh, 10-year yield is actually pulling back. I don't know if you guys watch the 10-year yields. That tells you the amount of yields which the bonds are paying. Let me see if I can pull it up. Any slow in the reason why I said I'm bullish on TLT is since there is a lot of recession fears looming around the corner. So if there is a recession and if there is an economic slowdown, just be very careful because the 10-year will come crashing down, and 20 years long-term yields will come crashing down, which acts as a boost to the bonds because the yields and bonds have the inverse correlation with one another. So can I go short in SPY now at 399? I mean, well, yeah, I guess. Like, you can set the stops at 400. If it goes and starts closing candles above 400, you can always get out with a small loss. But if 400 gets rejected one more time, then yeah, high probable scenario is us coming back down to run a test to 397. But I would say just wait for 397 to break. Yes, if SPY gets 394. Now, not if SPY gets to 394, you need SPY to start closing below 394. Because like if SPY gets to 394 and you get your puts over there, which means you're shorting right at support, there is always a possibility that they rip it up higher from 394 all the way to run a test to 397, like they did right now. So they went back to 397. That's a strong support. And this is where you actually get calls to ride it to the upside. So I said today morning, like, keep an eye on 394 and we can get a bounce, and you can see how big of a bounce we got. We had a nice green candle to the upside all the way to like 399. I would just say hold on with the shorts until 397 breaks. You want something to see, you want something like this to happen. You need candles to close like this and then come back down, run a test. So this is where you go short, and then like you short it all the way down to 394. So wait for that to happen, wait for the breach, and then like come back to run a test. So you can see that happen over here in multiple cases. Let me show up. Yeah, as you can see over here, right? We broke 397, came back lower, came back to run a test to 397, and then got rejected. So this is where you take the shots. Until then, hold on. This is the confirmation you need to wait for. If you get the confirmation, go short right away. Until then, as I said in the notes, as long as SPY is about 397 and 394, just be careful with shorting. If you're scalping, that's a completely different thing. If you're scalping, that's a completely different story. But I'm not talking about scalping here. I'm talking about the levels alone. So you can trade those levels anyhow you want. Like, you can trade it through shares, you can trade it through like options, you can trade it through futures. That's up to you. Thomas Smith, high level, haha. Interesting, we were actually sandwiched between the 100 SMA and the VWAP, so let's see which one gives out. I don't think the 100 SMA will hold. Most probable scenarios, we might come back down to run a test all the way to 397 again. If we break below 397, we have a nice juicy shorts in our hand. So then we are going to chill out. And one more thing, if you didn't go long over here, when I said at 397, don't try going long over here. Just wait for confirmation. The bounce has already happened. We already went all the way from 397 to the highs of this candle at 399.55. That's a $2 move to the upside. We already got that. So wait for it, and let's see if we can bounce higher. But right now, it's just looking weak. So if we come back down to run a test to 397 and bounce again, yeah, that's your another trade. You can take a risk over there, but hold on. Let's see how the thing plays out for today. Someone was mentioning XOM in the chat, XOM. Let me take a look at it. Oh, holy shit, 2%. That's nice. A good trade, man. Congrats. Yeah, oil is running as well. So yeah, that's pretty unsaid. Like good trade by the way. MAT Meta Materials. It's in a long time. Oh, it's a penny stock. What's going on over here? It's a big candle. Oh, it'll be a shame if we close below $1.50 today, though. We're not gonna lie. If we close above $1.50, we can run a test all the way to like $1.75. But until wait for it to come back to run a test at $1.52 to see if you're actually holding. If not, then it's kind of not so good. You have like another or 10 to 20 cents to the upside. These types of move are pretty common in the markets and the charts, which actually looks like this. This is what a typical pump and dump stock looks like. So be careful with this. Manage your risk. Set your stops if you're trading. I'm not saying don't trade it. Just make sure you set your stops properly. Yields are lower. Nice. When yields are down and the markets are down, that's when you know we are actually risk off. By risk off, what I meant is people don't want to take a lot of risk. When there is a risk off moment, you'll be seeing sectors like utilities, consumer staples, sectors like that will be leading the markets. When there's risk on, that's when you'll be seeing sectors like technology, financials, sectors which have a lot of risk. Those types of sectors lead the market. So currently all I'm seeing is big techs like Apple is down, Amazon is down 1.5%, Apple is down like 1.5%, Tesla is down like 2.5%. Jesus. Alright, so PayPal is down 2%, FB is holding not bad. Shopify is being Shopify, down another 7%. We have red all across the board. ARK is down 2%. It's not looking good right now. Like, I'm not expecting SPY to go back above 400 if this shit looks like this for the end of the day. So the question right now is if we hold on to like 397 or if we are gonna go down below 397 and start closing candles below 397 and run a test to 394. That's what I'm looking for right now. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Try it out. Like, I'll try to go live at least like 4 sessions. I mean, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursday. I don't think Tuesdays will be possible, but the other 4 days I'll try to go live. So if you guys want to join, just make sure to hit the subscribe button. I will really appreciate it. Oh, this is what we call it as a hump day, right? We open higher and we just like hang around an important spot for a while and there is no trades to be taken and it just like hangs around between 397 and 400 for a while until we get a clear direction, and we'll take it from there. Until then, don't FOMO into any trades, wait for a clear break, and once we get the confirmation, we can go heavy. We can go heavy on shorts below 397 or heavy on longs above 400, but until then, stay vigilant. Do you guys have any recommendations for long-term stocks for me? What are the long-term stocks do you guys hold at the moment? Currently, I only have Google and currently I only have Apple. So these are the only 2 big techs I have. And for dividends, I have KO. And for speculative stock, I have Polestar, GGPI. So if you guys have any good stocks which I need to go long on, just let me know, because my portfolio is kind of pretty thin right now with a small amount of stocks in it. I was looking at FB to go long on like few months back, and you know how it turned out, and I didn't want to go long on FB anymore. Nvidia is looking good, but I don't want to go long right here. I have a lot of stocks in my watch list, but none of the charts in any of the stocks actually look good. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. CrowdStrike. I used to trade that stock. You know, that stock is an absolute monster. Moves like absolute crazy lunatic, that one. There are days where it used to add like $40 move to the upside in options market. That's pretty crazy. It's a cybersecurity company, right? If I know the basics right, I know it's a cybersecurity company. I know you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know much about the stock or the company. MVIS. I swear to God, if it's another penny stock. Holy shit, what the fuck happened to this stock, man? Last time I saw it was trading around $10 or something. Crazy. Microvision, what does it do? It's another cybersecurity company. MVIS, technically speaking, it's not something which I would like to own. Like any charts which actually looks like this, which is down like 90 to like 100% of the highs. It's something I would just stay away from. I'll tell you guys why. I don't know nothing about the company, so I'm not gonna bash what they do. But from technical analysis perspective, right? If you take a look at statistics and combine with the technical analysis, during 2000 we had the dot-com crash. All right. So during that time, do you guys know about fuel cell, right? FCEL. I'm pretty sure if you joined the stock market in 2020, you must have known about the stock fuel cell. And if you're from Chris Saints Discord, I'm 100% sure you know about fuel cell. Do you guys know the all-time highs for fuel cell is at $6,500? Yes, 6,500. I'm not even capping right now. The all-time highs for fuel cell is at $6,500, and that happened in year 2000. And you can see where it's trading at right now. It's even though the Nasdaq recovered almost all the losses, and it's trading at what, like 10 to 15 times from where it used to be trading at during 2000s. Fuel cell is trading at $1 and $3 or something, like but you get my point. But the point is just like not all the stocks go higher. Even the market crashed and some of the stocks goes down like 90 to like 95% or 98% to the downside from its all-time highs. Just stay away from it, because it's very less probability that it's gonna go all the way back up to like all-time highs. If I come and tell to you that the fuel cell might go to $6,500, you'd call me an idiot and you'll unsubscribe immediately. That's not gonna happen at all. So keep an eye on the technical side, and when just charts are looking like this, if you got in at like what, let's say $2, that's a really good trade for you. But again, it's just a trade. In stocks like this, people always like try to sell out of it, sell into the strength. Let's say it goes to like $10 tomorrow by some bullshit short squeeze or something, right? Whoever was holding the bag from $10 or like $11 on the stock, immediately let's go off it. That's the problem with going long on stocks which are in downtrend. A lot of bag holders are already there in the companies like this. They will always sell into the strength. So something to keep an eye on. So what Montefiore even recommended crowd. MVES is a LiDAR tech company specializing in self-driving tech. Interesting. So how is it any different from the competition? Like, are they having any contracts with any self-driving tech cars? I gotta take a look at it. I'll do my research. I'll keep an eye on it. Thanks for the brief though. Because Montefiore even recommended crowd. I don't know what to tell about that. The thing about these rating companies, right? These rating companies, who sets the price targets technically? If you see the price target and if you read into the report, every banks will be having their own reason on why they think the stock prices will go to that particular number. What's your background, mate? Trying to pick on your accent. Well, I'm from India, mate. Like I'm not from here at all. Like I'm from India, but I'm currently in US. So I'm doing my masters. I am graduated this semester. So, yep, that's all I'm doing. I English is not my first language, right? So I actually learned English by watching series which based on British. So you might see some similar accent to English and some similar accent to Indian. So it's like that. Pretty complicated stuff. SPY touched 400. Did it go above 400? Oh, here we go. That's nice. Something good. So 397 did hold as support. So this is important, right? Like this is why knowing the numbers actually pays you. This is all which why I always say. So you can see 397 is pretty strong because that's where we bounced from on Friday. So you do know that that level will bring in some buyers. So we went back up, got rejected, came back to run a test again, held, and then now bouncing. So let's see if we can take out 402.50 to 403 up north. If we do that, then 405 is next on SPY. Yeah, as I was saying, like these rating companies and all these idiots, like if you take a look at 2008 financial crisis, these idiots are one of the main reason why people got fooled, because they increased the rating of junk bonds to like, let's say like you're going to a movie and then the Rotten Tomatoes says like the rating is 98%, the movie is 98% really good, and you go and see the movie, it's absolutely shit. So these ratings can, the point is these rating companies can be manipulated very easily to lure some buyers in. So it's a double-edged sword. Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, I learned English by watching those series, man. So you can see some similarities over there. So English is not my first language. So what do you guys think today? Do you think we can close in green, or we're just going to chop around between 397 and 400? If that's the case, chopping between 397 and 400, that offers some seriously good trades if you're day trading in particular. VIX is still at $30, so keep an eye on it because we can see some wild swings to the upside and downside. Last week and the week before was extremely funny. I'll tell you why. We had a massive swings in SPY, right? If you traded SPY last week, you must have known this. We had like 3% down days, 3% up days, and like it was a crazy week last week. But do you know that SPY actually only closed $1 down on the week? Let's say you went long on Monday and you had a weekly call option, and it's an in the money option, you would have only lost like $60 to $70 because it didn't actually do anything last week. So is it safe to jump on at the 402 call? Let me see. Did the candles close above? What's your stops if you're going to jump on to like 402 calls? Your entry point was at 397. So right now we are near resistance level. So you need to ask yourself, if you didn't enter at 397, why will you enter longs at 400 if SPY is near resistance? See, something to think about. So don't go long at resistance. As I said in the morning, right? Don't go long in resistance. Don't go short in support levels. So wait for it. You do have some nice trades setting up. So wait for it to close above the highs of today morning, and then like you can take up on calls. The highs of today morning comes in at 401.18. If you're going long, you can make sure to set the stops at 400. That's always a better deal. Like, I'm not saying not to go long. Go long and make sure to set the stops at 400. Roblox is running, and Chris Saint just announced on Discord a call for 40 dollars. Man, I've been calling out Roblox since Friday, man. The 36 is important in Roblox. I can clearly say that 36 is pretty possible with it, but I'll show you why. I did play Roblox on Friday, and I was telling the Charlie from our Discord that 36 is pretty easily achievable. Oh, we're already there. I'll be very careful right here, mate. Like 36 is pretty important levels. If we close about 36 today, then yeah, good for Roblox. But until then, be very careful going long here. As you can see, I drew this number on Friday. Like 36 is very important. If we break about 36, then yeah, we can go run a test to 40. But until then, until we start closing candles above it, be very careful. If you didn't enter long at over here, right, at $29, or like over here at $32 or $30, just like stay vigilant. I like Palantir though, that still have a gap to fill to the upside. So I like this one. If you want to play for the upside for Palantir, I can still see one more dollar to the upside in over here, or all the way to like $9.55. So we are currently trading at $8.37, and there's a higher probable scenario that we'll go back higher to fill the gap. So I like this to the upside. So if you're gonna chase Roblox here, just be very careful. That's all I can say. I didn't see the Discord. I gotta check what he's talking about. Roblox is the same scenario which I mentioned before. It's in a downtrend. It's whatever strength it's getting right now will be sold on to. So it's a very risky play, so manage the risk wisely. I mean, he did give the stop, so that's a good thing. He never do that before, so if it goes down, you can always cut the losses for like, what, 20 bucks loss. Take the profit in Roblox, like, what did it even do? Oh, anyway then. Yeah, as I said, 36 is pretty important. So if we go about 36 in Roblox, yeah, go ham on calls. The next thing is 40 bucks. It's gonna be coming in quick, and it's gonna be coming in fast. But until then, just like, yeah, careful, very careful. See what SPY is doing. Yep, SPY is just hanging around at 400. Yeah, if you guys want to go long, you can just go long on SPY with stops set right at $400. If you see SPY starting to close candle below 400, you can just get out with a small loss. If you see it bouncing around, then yeah, it's a good risk to reward to the upside. You can always scale up if you break above 402.50 or 403. And if you're not breaking above that, you can always cut losses. It's like you're risking 90 cents in order to make like $3 to $4 to the upside. So in options term, it's just like you're risking technically like 30 bucks in order to make like 200 to 300. So that's a good risk to reward. Let me know what you guys think. if you guys want to gamble a bit, I have Palantir for you. Like as I said, like it's pretty good risk to reward. If you break above $8.35, you have a $1 upside, and also the 950 calls are going for $5 a piece, just $5. Yeah, you can get like what, like 10 contracts, and if it goes like, if it goes about to fill the gap, that's like what, $20 a contract, which will give you like $200. So that's pretty good. Like you're risking $50 to make 200. Yeah, that's the kind of trade which you want to be in. A SPY, if you break above 401.28, will be good for calls. With SPY, as I said, if you want to go long, the best thing for you to do is like go long in here, set the stops at $400. If it goes below 400, you can always cut your losses and dip out of it for a small loss. But if we do push higher here, we can easily run a test to like 402.50 or 403 to the upside. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Marino. Thank you. That's not Mariano. Yeah, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but yeah, that's my point actually. Roblox trade should have been taken when it was trading at $30 on Friday. So if you didn't take it at $30 on Friday, then like it's already gone. Like $36, it's pretty strong resistance. About 36, you can trade it to 40, but until then, nah, not interested. Also, tomorrow we have our own retail sales data, so that's something to keep an eye on. As much as I don't tend to believe that price action will be impacted by the news, but these are the type of news which markets are actually looking for, because retail data like retail sales data, like inflation data like CPI, non-farm payrolls, which tells the employment numbers, these data actually affect the decision of interest rates which Federal Reserve is planning on making. So keep an eye on tomorrow morning's data, which is dropping at 8:30. It didn't do anything. I wasted a day trade on Roblox. Yeah, mate, I told you. If you were in the voice chat on Discord on Friday, we actually took this trade at $33. And the point, what I was thinking, it was trading at around $16 or something. My point is, I thought it will reach $36 on Friday, but it didn't. It hit it today. But I was planning on going short on Roblox at $36, to be honest with you. So let's see how it goes. Like if it close candles above 36, that's a really good trade. You can always like trade it all the way to $40. That's where the 50 SMA is coming in at. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Just a minute. You need the daily candles to close about $36. Until then, just chill out. Like there is like no trades over here. Looks like we are breaking out above here, and if we go above, we can see if we can break about the $40. It's already up 10% today. It was up like 13% on Friday, and yeah, keep an eye out for it. If you want to go short, you can just start adding puts over here with stop losses at, I mean, if you want to play it risky, yeah, that's one way of trading it. Because the stocks and downtrends always retrace back, so keep an eye out for it. Let me tell you why 36 is pretty important. On March 15th, right, this stock doesn't have any downside. This stock is a literal example of what we call as falling knife in the business. Falling knife in the sense like there is like no support to the downside. Like if it falls below like $20, right, there is no way from a technical side to know how far it can fall even further. So I was short Roblox since it breaks below like $52, and it was just like straight downfall. There is like nothing to do in this. So 52 stocks in a downtrend Always go short on strong resistance levels. The probability of risk to reward is probability of you winning is high, and the risk to reward is also very, very high when you're taking these types of trades. So something to keep an eye on. I'm in Canada and I used TD as my broker. For every trade you pay a minimum of $10. I just find that a minimum of $10, fucking hell. You guys in States are so lucky you can trade as many for free. Nothing is free, my friend. I mean, Robinhood offers you for free, but we don't pay $10 commission. Yeah, fuck no, we're not paying that much. But if I'm trading futures, I pay like $1.85 for every single trade for buying and selling. So that's the commission which I pay. I think Robinhood and Webull are the only bullshit brokerages which offer like free commissions, quote unquote, but nothing is free. They're gonna take your money out in the form of order filling and all the stuff. So yeah, but $10 is a fucking ripoff. Wow. How far out on the Palantir trade? Yeah, you can go like 2 weeks out. Like it's just a small trade. We're just looking for like a $1 bounce to the upside. So you can go like a 2 weeks out and you can set the stop losses at $8. And if you close below $8, you can always get out of the stops. Got the PLTR option 10 contracts. I hope it burns. Yeah, I mean the probability is higher, mate. Like if we take out the highs of Friday, right? The higher probability is we're gonna go all the way up to fill that gap. Because this is another example of a falling knife. All these falling knives are coming back higher. So let's see, like in another like 2 days maybe, if market continues to rip higher and if SPY continues to like go up over and over again to like 405 or 411.50, Palantir can easily go all the way to like $9.50. It can happen. As I always say, but don't trade with the money which you can't afford to lose. Simple as that. This is a pretty good risk to reward. I think the weekly $9.50 calls are going for like $5 a piece. That's pretty insane if you ask me. With a delta of like $21. So if it goes up to like $9.44 and your contracts, each contract is up like what, $21, it's like easy $200 for a $50 investment. $200 returns is fucking massive. As I said, just because I said this, don't go heavy and buy like 100 contracts or 200 contracts. But even though there is a higher probability, if you see it working in your favor, then scale up gradually. Until then, chill out. If you want to play it safe, you can always buy in the money contracts, and then you can make more money out of it instead of like buying the out of the money contracts like I did, the $9.50 one. Pretty interesting. Oh, $8.40. Here we go. We took out the highs of Friday. So let's see how the rest of the day plays out. Like maybe we can fill the gap by today. So we can always like take profits by end of the day. But I don't see that happening because that $1 move is like how much percent in Palantir? That's an insane percentage of move in Palantir when it comes to like a $1 move. Let's see. Oh, it's 11% move to the upside. So we are actually expecting this gap to be filled by most likely end of this week or end of next week. As long as $8 is holding to the downside, that's the next number to keep an eye on. Where's SPY doing? Okay, SPY is still hanging around like $400 or $401. So if we keep holding on to 397, or if we keep holding on to like 400, expect for a rip to the upside in the afternoon session. So they always like push it back higher in the lunch sessions, but we gotta keep holding 397 and 400 up north. So something to keep an eye on. Interesting phenomenon. Do you guys actually made any money on the drill blocks, like from 10:15 to like 10:44 or whatever it is? Oh, it's just a 9-minute trade, so gotta see what happened over there. Looks like a lot of people made money on that. Oh, we got rejected at 36 as expected. Are you kidding me? Dude, it literally went up like 12 cents. I have no idea what's going on. $1, that's so cheap. Yeah, I mean, it's not that cheap though. You gotta pay for the lease when you're trading futures in Ninja Trader. So it depends on the lease, but it's not as high as like $10. It's TD Ameritrade free? I wouldn't call it free. You know, we still gotta pay commissions, but it's nowhere near $10 in US. It's nowhere near. But for trading futures, I pay around $1.85 for each contract. So let's see AMD. Oh, that's a nice move. $97. All right, so 97.94 is a resistance. So if we break above 97.94, we can run a test all the way to like $100 up north. But until we break above it, just hold on to it. 94 is support to the downside, 97 is resistance to the upside. So if you didn't go long at today's open, I wouldn't chase it right now. If you want to enter the long position, make sure like you wait for either the retest of $94 or wait for AMD to break above $98. So if you want to go long, wait for these two to happen. But if you didn't enter at today's open, don't chase it right now. Not worth it. Looks like SPY has been cucking around. Nasdaq is below 300 again. I took a short trade on BA because of the news which he had on Friday. So BA is actually looking good. Like if we can push higher, we can have a good risk to reward trade to the upside. Not gonna lie. Nah, never mind. I used to have this company in my long-term hold, Goldman Sachs. After a while, after they reported their earnings on January, I was like, nah, it's not gonna work out. My cost basis was somewhere around $300. I cut my losses when it hit like 340. Oh no, 380. Yeah, I cut my losses when it hit like $340 after the earnings report, and I never looked back. I'm just happy I did, because if I keep holding the bag, I would have been down massively. I like GS calls about 305 though, not gonna lie. If you go about 305, I like the calls all the way back up to like $313. Something on my watch list as well. How is that theta on the PLTR call? Depends on the expiration which you're picking. If you go like a month out or 2 months out, then yeah, theta depends on the strike as well. The strike, the theta varies, depends on whether you're going for in the money or out of the money calls. On the 9.5 calls, which is for expiring this week, it has a theta of $2.18 every day. As every day goes, the theta dips to like $2.18. We need confirmation from SPY. We're breaking 400 again, so as long as SPY is not breaking above or staying above 400, this trade will most likely be a dud. So let's see. The SPY got to cooperate at the end of the day. It's always a game of probability, isn't it? Like if we break below, I mean, at the end of the day, no one knows what's going to happen. So the higher probable scenario is Palantir filling the gap. If we break below $8, the probability goes down way further. So we can always cut it for like what, $10 or $20 loss if it breaks below like $8 or $7.70. But if we do go above and fill that gap, we are looking at $200 to $300 in profit. So I would say risk to reward is pretty damn good in that. So let's see how it plays out. Oh, looks like another flat day, man. It's what the hell is going on? If it's keep trading flat, we can just talk about some fundamental stuff, I guess. It's just boring ass day today. Nothing to look at. Just trading at around 400 to 397 or like 401 to the upside, 401.50 to the upside. So yeah, looks like it's just gonna be the same as day until we get a direction made. Like Apple is down 1.5%, all the other big techs are down 1%. So I don't see SPY breaking out of 402.50 or 403 today until these starts reversing. This is another trade which I'm watching, as I said multiple times before. So this is something, a hedge in my folio. A hedge in the sense like if some shit happened in the production side of food, the wheat will actually fly to the upside. So this is something which I'm having on my watch list. So if we do break out, we are looking at a massive upside potential over here. So we can easily clear $13 or $14 up north. So let's see how rest of the day plays out, and this moves depends on the geopolitical side of things. So if like India, if some other country block the exports of food and food products in order to control the inflation, so very much possible that these commodities will just rip to the upside. So when SPY hits 397, I'm going long on 400 calls. Yeah, looks like that's a good decent risk to reward if you ask me, because we're just trading in range 397 to 400 for the rest of the day. We're not doing anything. So how do I set up indicators so I can keep track of resistance levels in general? I actually don't. Draw the indicators. I mean, I draw the support and resistance lines on my own, but the only indicators which I actually keep an eye on is the moving averages. As you can see over here, I have like 30. Sorry, I have like 50 SMA, 100 SMA, 200 SMA, and I do have the 20 SMA as well. So these are the four moving averages which I keep an eye on: 20, 50, 100, 200, which is pretty regular, which is pretty basic moving averages which everyone has on their charts. And I keep an eye on ATR, which is average true range. It tells you the range at which the each candles are expected to move. And I also keep an eye on RSI, but I don't place my trades based on RSI alone, but it's something to keep an eye on. It strengthens your bias, kind of thing. So you can find all these indicators. Like if you go to the indicators in the trading view, and once you click on it, you can find all the indicators over there. You just got to type the indicators out, whatever you see over here, and you can just attach it to the charts and keep it rolling.